Welcome back to Fashion Footnotes, where we dive deep into the stories, trends, and movements shaping the fashion world. Today, we're exploring a powerful shift in style that's been redefining elegance and expression: modest fashion. It's a world of elegance without compromise, merging timeless style with a unique statement of individuality and cultural respect. From luxury brands embracing modesty to the rise of influencers promoting authentic, value-driven fashion, this trend goes beyond clothing. Modest fashion is breaking barriers and uniting cultures. And today, we'll dive into how and why this transformation is making waves in the industry. Let's get started. The world of fashion has seen countless trends over the decades, but the rise of modest fashion stands out as a significant cultural movement, blending elegance with personal expression. This shift toward modest dressing has redefined style for countless individuals, particularly as it resonates with diverse communities worldwide, extending beyond religious affiliation and into mainstream fashion culture. Through the integration of luxurious fabrics, refined silhouettes, and cultural awareness, modest fashion has re-established elegance as a versatile and inclusive form of style. From what I am seeing on TikTok and Instagram has started from religious beliefs. There are testimonials of women speaking about how they decided to dress more modestly after giving their life to Jesus. And we have also seen it with women who wear hijabs. This trend, I believe, has helped women around the world embrace their beliefs and actually find really amazing outfits that are modest and complement their values, unlike the baddie aesthetic, which promotes less material is better. Let's start with defining what modesty is.
Modesty is the safe place that hides me from the eyes of those who seek to hold the body and not the heart. It is not shame that
Ladies, this one's for you. Let's talk modesty. 1 Timothy 2 verse 9 says, I want women to be modest in their appearance. They should wear God didn't look at the things that man looked at. David looked like the least likely to be picked out of all of his brothers. He was the youngest. He was a shepherd. Most people would overlook David to be the next king. And that's exactly who God decided to use. I said that to say, do not put your worth and your validation in external things. Don't let your beauty come from the outward appearance, but instead let it come from within. You can be the most superficial, beautiful model and have the worst personality. I mean, no fruits of the spirit. How you look doesn't make you beautiful. It's who you are on the inside that really makes a person beautiful. And I really just feel like encouraging my women who watch me, don't seek your validation from your outer appearance. Don't do it. This verse says, instead, clothe yourselves with the beauty that comes from within, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit. And that is so good. That is so good. I am a firm believer that a person's personality can make them so beautiful. I'm sorry, you can be the most, attractive by the world's standards and not have a beautiful spirit. And that just, to me, just X's out all of the superficial beauty in them. We have to allow our beauty to come from within. A gentle and quiet spirit, like be humble, be graceful, allow your beauty to come from the fruits of the spirit. My phone is about to die, but I hope that this helps someone. If you are, feeling insecure, you're feeling not confident, I just hope that this is a reminder that you are beautiful. You are more precious than rubies and pearls, okay? God did not make a mistake on you. So don't allow this world to determine your value. Shine from within.
Modesty in fashion isn't new. It's rooted in the history of dress across cultures. Traditional attire, from the Japanese kimono to the Middle Eastern abaya and Victorian clothing in Europe, all had modest elements that embodied elegance and sophistication. The late 20th century saw the fashion world shift toward minimal clothing styles, emphasizing boldness over reserve. Yet, in the early 2000s, a counter-movement began as modesty became a choice rather than an expectation, influenced largely by women choosing to express themselves through clothing that conveyed elegance and subtlety over exposure. Influencers in modest fashion, such as Dina Tokyo, Halima Aden, and Basma Kahi, have played a crucial role, showcasing that style doesn't have to be sacrificed for modesty. Their impact on social media has democratized the style, inviting women from diverse backgrounds to explore modest fashion. Let's dive into the modesty industry at the moment. Yes, we're doing a bit of a business analysis today too. I hope you like it. The modest fashion industry has evolved from a niche market catering to religious and cultural attire into a global industry that champions diversity, inclusivity, and sophistication. It spans across regions and cultures, offering clothing options for individuals who prefer modest, comfortable, yet fashionable attire. The global market for modest fashion was valued at approximately $277 billion in 2020 and is projected to exceed $402 billion by 2024, with an annual growth rate of around 5% in these segments. Religious markets. This segment includes Muslim, Jewish, Christian, and other religious communities where modest dressing is a cultural or religious expectation. Secular preference. Many consumers, irrespective of religion, prefer modest clothing for reasons of comfort, professionalism, or personal choice, driving demand for modest options in mainstream fashion. Athleisure and swimwear. Modest activewear and swimwear are gaining traction, with sportswear brands designing collections that meet the needs of consumers seeking full coverage. If we look at the global influence and cultural significance, the first one that pops to mind is the Middle Eastern and Southeast Asian influence. The modest fashion industry in regions such as the Middle East and Southeast Asia is booming, driven by cultural and religious practices. Brands like Dolce & Gabbana have launched modest collections for Middle Eastern consumers, where elegance is deeply connected to traditional values. Western brands like H&M, Zara, and Uniqlo have launched modest collections, capitalizing on the demand among both religious and secular consumers for modest wear. Nike's launch of the Nike Pro Hijab in 2017 marked a groundbreaking moment for Muslim athletes and introduced modest activewear into the mainstream. Modest fashion unites diverse backgrounds, appealing to consumers of various religious beliefs, including Islam, Judaism, and Christianity, as well as individuals who value the elegance of modest style. The modest fashion industry is projected to grow significantly, fueled by a young, diverse, and increasingly fashion-conscious consumer base. If we look at market valuation, according to the State of the Global Islamic Economy report, the global modest fashion market was valued at $277 billion in 2020 and is expected to reach $402 billion by 2024. This growth reflects a compound annual growth rate of around 5%. When it comes to demographic insights, the majority of modest fashion consumers are young, with approximately 62% under the age of 30. This demographic has demonstrated a strong interest in both traditional modest attire and modern adaptations, blending cultural heritage with contemporary fashion. Let's not forget the regional demand. The Middle East, Southeast Asia, and parts of Africa lead the market demand for modest fashion. However, Western countries have also shown growth, especially with the influence of modest fashion influencers and increased representation in media. Let's look at the key players in the modest fashion industry. There are 3 key players being dedicated modest brands, mainstream brands adopting modest styles, and luxury fashion houses. Let's start with dedicated modest brands. Haute Hijab, Ob Collection, and Inaya are brands that design specifically for modest fashion consumers, offering collections that combine cultural aesthetics with modern elegance. Mainstream brands. Adopting modest styles. As mentioned, Nike, H&M, and Zara are just a few mainstream brands that have integrated modest fashion into their product lines, recognizing the demand for clothing that caters to a more modest aesthetic. Luxury fashion houses. High-end brands like Chanel, Dior, and Valentino have incorporated elements of modesty into their collections. Chanel's 2019 Métier d'Art collection was noted for its elegant, longer-length dresses and rich fabric choices, aligning with modest fashion principles while exuding luxury. Looking ahead, the future of modest fashion is set to be both dynamic and expansive. Experts project continued growth for this segment, with markets in Africa, the Middle East, and Asia poised to drive a major part of this expansion. As these regions gain influence, we can expect modest fashion to leave an even bigger mark on mainstream style worldwide. Technology is also shaping the way we engage with modest fashion. Through augmented reality, AR, and virtual try-ons, consumers will find it easier than ever to explore styles online. These innovations offer customization options too, allowing people to personalize modest pieces for a perfect fit and unique touch. Sustainability is another critical part of the modest fashion movement's future. With a strong alignment toward eco-conscious values, more brands are turning to eco-friendly materials, ethical labor practices, and circular fashion models. This focus will resonate deeply with today's environmentally conscious shoppers. Finally, collaborations between mainstream and modest fashion brands are becoming more frequent, bringing modest silhouettes, fabrics, and designs into wider seasonal collections. As these partnerships increase, the influence of modest fashion is set to grow, adding to the rich tapestry of global fashion trends. Together, these trends mark an exciting future for modest fashion, bridging traditional values with modern, forward-thinking style. Modest fashion has evolved from a niche segment into a celebrated and influential aspect of the global fashion industry. It represents a return to elegance, timeless style, and values-driven design. By embracing modest fashion, individuals are not only choosing refined, elegant clothing, but are also joining a cultural movement that values inclusivity, sustainability, and authenticity. As modest fashion continues to rise, its super elegance and profound impact on modern fashion will continue to resonate across cultures and demographics, proving that style has always been about more than mere aesthetics. It's a reflection of identity, values, and the timeless allure of elegance itself. And there you have it. The future of modest fashion is as bold as it is beautiful. This movement, once seen as niche, has transformed into a powerful force in global style, capturing hearts, breaking boundaries, and making room for everyone at the fashion table. From high-tech innovations to eco-friendly values and world-spanning collaborations, modest fashion is here to stay, and it's only just getting started. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the world of modest fashion. If you enjoyed this dive into the elegance and future of modest style, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Let us know what you think the future holds for modest fashion, and what topics you'd like us to explore next here on Fashion Footnotes. Stay stylish, stay thoughtful, and we'll see you in the next video.